today we are going to move along from what we did in the last video of the standing balances. So the last one we did some very simple standing balancing exercises for people who are just coming back and haven't done anything in a while or a little bit frightened. In this one we're going to take it just a little bit further. It's going to be a little bit more challenging is the word we're going to use, but we're going to do it again starting very simply and easy. So I'm going to show you the setup to the pose and some exercises that you can use to help you get into the pose. Today we're going to be looking at tree pose, and some of you have seen it where there's somebody with their leg up here and moving in here and doing this, and it looks like, oh my god, I'll never be able to do that. But it's quite easy when you understand and know the setup. So to jump into it, and we'll start it, bring your feet together. So we're in mountain pose, but with our feet together. We roll the shoulders back and we get comfortable. So the first one we're going to do is, the first drill is, you can see my feet are in the middle of the mat facing forward. I'm going to take my right foot and bring it out at 45 degrees. Now, some of you won't get your foot at 45 degrees because of tight hips and other things. That's perfect. You just go as far as your body allows. For those of you that can, you'll come to 45 maximum, not anymore. Once you get here, you'll find that your body, if you can see, is in between, your hips are in between your feet. So what we want to do here is turn my body so it's facing the front of the mat. So generally when you do this, depending on how tight you are, you might feel it in the hip, you may feel it in your knee, and you should feel a little twisting in the back. When you get that, you know that you're in the right position. Keep your shoulders nice and relaxed, bring the foot back to center, and then do the same on the other side. So if you see me, I'm looking at my feet to make sure that they're in the correct position, that they're not out. Once I've done that, I will then square my body back to the center of the mat. So I can get that little twist in the spine, I can feel it in my knee. And we can just take a couple of breaths here, nice and easy, and then bring the leg back. So that's the first exercise for opening the hip. Second one is we're going to bring the foot out again. Do the same thing, bring the chest and the body facing forward, relax the shoulders, and then from here I'm going to slide the heel up onto the inside of my shin. Okay, so for tree pose this is really important. So some of you will find that your leg is in here or here or here. What we're trying to do is to take the leg and keep it out at 45 degrees eventually, if you're able to do that. So I'm trying to keep my leg here. So a nice exercise for opening this is to stay on your toes and just bring the knee in and back to the furthest part. Maybe 45 degrees if you can get it, but maybe you can't get it. And just warms it up, and we'll bring it to the other side. So again, feet together, take the left leg out. You can see my body turns to be in the middle. Square my chest towards the front of the mat to get that position. And then I'm going to slide my heel up onto the shin. You can see where my knee is. So I'm just going to move in and out so it's opening the muscles and warming the muscles here and into the hip. And then I'm just going to push it out and just hold it, because that's ideally where I need to hold it, and keep my chest facing forward. Bring it back to center and just shake it out. So that's the base there, a couple of simple exercises to set you up for the position. So now we're going to transition into the tree pose, the basic tree pose form. So we're going to keep our feet together and nice and relaxed. I'm going to take my right foot out, square my chest towards the front of the mat. That's the first part. The second part we've just done, where we slide the heel up. And now I'm trying to keep my knee out as far as it can and keep my chest facing forward. So we're almost in the position. So how does this all come together? So this left thigh that's straight is contracting, it's holding me up. So we want to work the front of this thigh. I now want to engage my core. So I'm going to tighten my tummy, or we can gently push the hips forward to engage the tummy and get the whole structure ready. So the last phase of this is while this leg is working, our hips are forward and our tummy is engaged, I'm going to push my heel in and then just gently lift. Bring it down and bring it back to center. So you can see when we're in this position, there's a standing balance. We're standing on one leg. When I'm here, I have my toes on the ground and both feet are supporting. Okay, so we'll do the same on the other side. Bring the feet together. So nice and gentle, 45 degrees. Relax the shoulders, bring the chest facing the mat. I'm going to slide the heel up onto my shin and I'm going to try and push my knee out and hold it there if I can while keeping my chest forward. I'm going to activate the thigh. I'm going to push my hips forward slightly, engage my tummy. I'm pushing my heel in, which allows me to lift and bring it down and bring it back to center. So this is your basic tree pose. What we're doing with this setup is how the advanced version works. It's the same setup, nothing changes except the placing of the foot. Okay, so we're going to show you this with arms. So we're going to take the right foot out, relax the shoulders, square the chest. We're going to slide the heel up like we did already. So once we get here, remember, activate this, hips forward, engage your tummy, push your heel in and lift. If you have your arms out to the side, this will help you to balance and then slowly bring it down. If you're still worried a little bit about your balance, we can just grab a chair, or if you're standing next to the wall, you can do that, and just gently put your fingertips on the chair, and then when you lift, you have this nice support. So this leg is working, your core is working, you're pushing in with your heel, and you can hold on to the chair until you feel a little bit more confident that you can lift and bring it back to center. So that's the basic form of the tree pose. Okay, I'm going to show you the next version. I'm not going to show you all of them in this one, but we're just going to show you the next variation from here. So same setup, it's exactly the same setup for all of them. 45 degrees, square the chest, relax the shoulders. Slide up the heel, so we're still on 2 feet technically. Engage the core, this leg is working, keep the leg out. So for once you've done this part, if you feel more comfortable, you can slide the sole of your foot and it gently wraps almost around the side of the calf. So I'm pushing in with this foot to the ground, pushing in with this foot, and I'm pushing my hips forward from here. Okay, so that's the setup, the same as this. So we'll go again, open, lift, we push in. So this is pushing, that's pushing. And then if you want to bring your arms to the side to help with balance, if you feel you can go a little bit further, you can just bring the arms up. But my foot here is still pushing. It's not just resting, it's actually pushing. So the muscles are contracting to hold you in place. So tree pose isn't just balancing and hoping that this leg does it and this one doesn't do anything. The muscles are all working, so we're actually controlling this position. That's the one thing that gets missed a little bit. When I'm here, that works, this works, and we push the hips forward, so your whole of your core and your muscles are holding you in place. So yes, we're balancing on one leg, but it's structured and the muscles are working. It's not this. And bring it back to center. So if you start with the first part here, play with that. Maybe just go as far as here for a while. Opening the hips. Maybe you come to here. That will be perfect after a couple of weeks. And if you feel I can go a little further, you can raise the heel, play with your hand positionings. And then after a while, maybe in a few weeks or maybe even months, doesn't matter, you can push it in. Push this leg, push this in, push forward. You can use your hands. But remember, you can also use your chair if you feel that you need it. And then bring it back to center. So between the last one and this video, there's quite a lot in it and you'll feel the muscles work. Have fun and explore the standing balances.